A crowd is confused in hearing things. People are making fun of them for being drunk at 9 in the morning. No, this is not a college frat party. It's your friendly neighborhood book of Acts. Welcome to the good news. Acts 2, verse 5 to 13. Now there were staying in Jerusalem God-fearing Jews from every nation under heaven. When they heard this sound, a crowd came together in bewilderment because each one heard their own language being spoken. Utterly amazed, they asked, "Aren't all these who are speaking Galileans? Then how is it that each of us hears them in our own native language?" Parthians, Medes, Elamites, residents of Mesopotamia, Judea and Cappadocia, Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, Egypt and parts of Libya near Cyrene, visitors from Rome, both Jews and converts to Judaism, Cretans and Arabs, we hear them declaring the wonders of God in our own tongues. Amazed and perplexed, they asked one another, "What does this mean?" Some, however, made fun of them and said they have had too much wine. So this word for make fun of them is what's called a hapax legomena, and this is where you get a word in the Bible only one time. And it just shows how Luke is very intentional with the phrasing here. And I want us to pay attention to the words that stress language. So we've got in their own language in verse 6, our native language in verse 8, and then down in our own tongues in verse 11. And they are paired with concepts of confusion. We've got bewilderment here in verse 6, connected with language, and then down in verse 11 and 12, they are perplexed, connected with the word tongues. As soon as you hear about languages in the Bible, you trace back to the Tower of Babel. So the story in Genesis 11 is that everybody spoke the same language and they got proud with it and tried to build a tower to reach God. And God said nope, and they lost some privileges, including having a common language. And the result of that consequence was bewilderment, confusion, the same word that we get here. So fast forward to Pentecost, and Jews from the known world pilgrimaged to Jerusalem to celebrate the holiday. Now, if you're from Egypt and hear a Galilean speaking in a language you understand, you're probably thinking a couple things. Number one, that's a miracle. And number two, the curse of Babel must be reversed. But you'd only be half right. This is not a celebration of a singular language that everyone can understand. No, this is a celebration of multiple languages. This is an exquisite ode to diversity. So let's bask in our differences and pray to work at understanding ways and tongues that are not our own.